well said. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve.
Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What I'm going to do today is I am going to do a blind beauty challenge. That's right, I am doing the no mirror makeup challenge because I want to show you that it is possible to do it. Now this is not going to be a full-on glam, possibly. I'm not sure where we'll go with this, honestly, but it's probably going to be more natural, neutral type look. Now lipstick, I don't know yet. We shall see. But I went ahead and pulled my hair back already. And I do have one layer of tissue already up on the thing. Now I've got a little hole poked right here to where I can easily hang this up on my tripod here to cover my display. Now then, we are completely covered.
Okay, I went ahead and sped this up ×2. I'm pulling my lipsticks container from behind me here, but I originally was going to do this as a talk-through video, but it was going to be an hour long, basically, and I know it's still 30 minutes, but, you know, hopefully you'll still enjoy it. But I grabbed a scarf, and I'm going to put that over my eyes so that this is truly a blind beauty challenge, to where I am having to pick out my own brushes, my own makeup, and do my makeup all without sight. So that's what I'm going to do. I have the scarf tied around my eyes at this point, and I am trying to find what brush I'm going to use. Now that can be a challenge sometimes, and that's where I do have trouble, you know, and I'm laughing at the camera and everything, and you can see the expressions on my face. At first, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I grabbed the AOA Wonder Sponge, the black sponge from shopmissa.com. Those are actually pretty decent sponges. And then I grab a Swisspers sponge as well that you can get from Walmart. They come in a 2-pack. So I grabbed one of those because those are great for doing concealer as well. The Swisspers ones are. So, and unfortunately I don't always show every single thing up close, I don't think, but I am showing you that I am picking out what brush I want to use out of the face brushes, and I'm having trouble choosing what face brush. I first pick up a brush and think it's a Mary Kay brush, but then I go with the Royal & Langnickel powder brush. Now that brush is a really good brush. It has really been a good brush for me. And then let's see here which one I pick out next. Now I'm grabbing the e.l.f. bronzing brush. It is an angled brush that works for blush, bronzer, highlight, everything. It's a great multitasking brush. Now that's one thing that I believe I was talking about in that. So that's the main face brushes that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to go in and find my eye brushes. You know, because you don't always have to have 100 brushes in order to do a look. So now I'm going to pick out my eye brushes, and that's a little harder because so many of them feel so much alike. And that's where I do have a little bit of trouble. I picked up a fluffier brush here, and that's pretty much what I ended up using for my all-over lid color, I believe. And then, let's see here, what do I pull out next? We shall see. Okay, now I've got a flatter brush that I'm going to use for my crease. So, it's always better to have a crease brush, that way you can wedge it right in there. So, it makes it a little bit easier to put on makeup. Then I grabbed one of the EcoTools Duo brushes that I do use quite a bit in my tutorials. You know, if you've followed me for very long, you've seen this brush in action multiple times. And so that's the main brushes that I decided to use. So, but now it is time, I believe, to start picking out the makeup. And I'm just showing you basically what brushes, I had, and my scarf started coming untied from around my eyes. So, the first drawer I opened wasn't the right drawer. But then the second drawer is the e.l.f. but Blemish Control primer. That's the primer I chose to use for today. And then I got the Makeup Revolution Oil Control Setting Spray out. And I am doing this all without any vision at this point. That is where organization is key. I didn't have everything as organized as I thought I did. And then I grabbed the Shop Miss A AOA Studio Perfect BB Cream. Then I grabbed out the Kokie Concealer, Cushion Concealer. And the powder I believe I chose was the AOA Studio powder. Right there. Now that is a great powder if you like a cheap powder especially. If you would like to see a comparison between that and the LA Girl Pro HD powder, let me know. I'm happy to do a review on the two to compare them side by side. So, I'm having a little bit of trouble at this point finding what blush I want to use. So, I end up going with a default here. That is a great product all in itself, but it can be rather confusing if you don't know what is where, which I do mess up in this video, and you will see that. But I use the Forever Nude Sculpting Glow palette by BH Cosmetics. I believe I have the shade Light Medium. Now there is a medium dark in that palette as well, and it is a really good palette. And then I grabbed an e.l.f. eyelid primer. It's about a $2 eyelid primer. So it's not a bad product, but it's not the best either. But it does work. And then I grabbed the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Eyeshadow Quad in Golden Goddess. Then I think I'm having trouble here deciding what next product. Okay, I grabbed the e.l.f. Eyebrow Pencil in taupe. Now that's a great option, really. And then, now I honestly could not see what I just waved around there. I believe that was the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, but I ended up not using it anyway. And then the final product I believe that I grabbed is the Essence I Love Extreme Mascara that's in waterproof. So, that's the main products that I pulled out there. And there may be times that I do go quiet. I do apologize for that. But you're probably getting a kick out of seeing me talk to you, as well as hearing totally different words. Because, there's different things that are being said, but I thought you might not want to sit through an hour-long video. So, but we're going to start off, I believe, with the e.l.f. face primer. And I do have my hair pulled up already to where it is out of my face and where I don't have to worry about it. And I'm just patting that e.l.f. Blemish Control primer all over the face, making sure I get it under the eyes and all over. Now, if you like a good primer, this is a decent one. It's not as slick feeling as my Monostat Chafing Relief Powder Gel, but it is still a good primer. And I do set stuff to the side because I'm going to discuss the items later on as well. So, or I intended to at least. But since I'm doing a voiceover, we're skipping that part altogether. So, but then I'm taking the Kokie concealer and putting that under the eyes. Now, if you don't know if a concealer matches you just right, doing it under your foundation really can help make a difference. Because you don't always have to match it just right. So, that really can make a difference. And then I'm taking the Whispers sponge and blending that out. Really blending it in and just working it in a little bit. Now, the heat of your fingers also can work to help really blend in product like that, because it kind of melts it into the skin. Then I'm going to take the AOA Perfect BB Cream, which is another $1 product. Well, which is the first $1 product that I've used so far in the video. And I'm using the AOA Wonder Sponge, which is $1 sponge. You know, eventually I hope to do a full face AOA Studio, but I got that all over my skin, and then I just use that sponge to blend it in. And I'm making sure, or I'm trying to at least, mainly use the tools that I have instead of my fingers for things. So I didn't even apply it using my fingers. I applied it using the sponge. And I'm just really working this all over the face by patting it in. But let me know if you would like to see a Shop Miss A, full face. Most of their products are $1. Now, they do have some collections or some products that are more than $1, but, sometimes it's worth it. And then I'm taking some more of that Kokie concealer and putting it around the nose area. And I'm hearing something, but I didn't know what I was hearing. That's why you saw me leaning over there. But, sometimes listening, you hear things that you don't know what you're hearing. So, and then I take my AOA Wonder Sponge again and continue to work that into the face. Really just blending everything together so that it doesn't look as odd. Blending is key. When in doubt, blend it out. When in doubt, blend it out. That's what I like to say. Then I'm using the Royal & Langnickel powder brush, and I'm going to go into the AOA Perfect powder, and I put some in the cap after I tap on the bottom, and I tap off the excess after I dip my brush in, and then just put that all over the face, swiping it on and buffing it in. And if you can tell, there is somewhat of a sheen with this powder. It is a translucent color, but there is somewhat of a sheen. But if you would like me to compare this with the LA Girl Pro HD powder, let me know. Because I can do half face AOA and half face LA Girl. That's something I'm thinking about. I just have not fully decided on yet. Because that's like a $5 or $6 powder compared to a $1 powder. So, I had trouble in this video telling whether it was the LA Girl or the Shop Miss A by the texture and everything. And the packaging, honestly. Then I grab my e.l.f. bronzing brush, which is only like a $2 brush now. And I go into the BH Cosmetics Sculpt & Glow palette. Now on this, I did mess up in one area, but I'll get to that in a moment. And I'm going to take the shade on the far right-hand side first. That is the Cool Toned Contour shade, as I consider it. And I'm doing a light contour on my face. I'm not going too crazy. You can go full-on contour if you want to, and really go nuts contouring. But then I take the middle shade in it, which is a warmer contour, and I try to hit the areas that the sun might naturally hit. The sides of the temples, jawline, whatnot. And then I take more of that contour shade and go down the nose. And then I try to blend everything in a little more as well. So, you know. Then I go in with the rosy blush that's on the far left-hand side. And I apply that to the apples of the cheek. I do swirling motions and move it back. So, then I take the highlight shade. I thought that was the pinky colored highlight. And even though I've used this palette countless times, I accidentally got the banana shade. So I put that on the tops of my cheeks as well as down my nose. So I used a matte yellow highlight instead of the bright pinky highlight that I meant to put on. So, but, I just try to set everything to the side. Then I'm just taking that powder brush again and kind of blending everything out so that everything is cohesive and everything kind of flows together. Like I said, when in doubt, blend it out. So, then I'm taking my setting spray, the Makeup Revolution Oil Control Setting Spray, and spraying that all over my face real good. So, but now I am going to take I'm taking some Scotch tape. Now this is a little trick that I learned. Anytime you want to get somewhat straight edges, or you're worried about getting it too far out, take Scotch tape and put it along your lower lash line, angling it toward the tail of your brow. Go at the corner of your eye and angle it toward the corner of your brow, and that helps get a crisp line whenever you do eye makeup. So that's what I did, but first I took it and tapped it on the back of my hand a couple times to get some of the tackiness off. And that really does help make a difference, or help you put on eyeshadow. Now I'm using the e.l.f. eyelid primer and priming my lids. Plus, if you do the putting it on the back of your hand, it doesn't tug nearly as much or take as much makeup off whenever you do, pull the tape off later. So, but it just takes a little bit of time to do all this, especially without vision. If you are trying to do something without vision, allow yourself a little extra time. So now I am taking one of the fluffy brushes that I have, which is from a little set I got from Amazon. If you want me to fully review this set, let me know. It was a fairly cheap set. I got it a while back though. I'm going to take the fluffier brush and I'm going into that Flawless Finish eyeshadow set. And I accidentally dropped my brush, so I had to bend over and pick that up. But I'm going into that very first shade, which is the brow bone color. And I'm putting that all over the lid to help set that primer. Whenever you use a tackier base, if you put a flesh tone or your base color down, that helps any other color that you put on there to blend just a little extra smoother. Or smoothly, rather, not smoother. But, and then after I got that on, I'm going to take another brush here, and I'm going into that second shade, which is the lid color, and I do believe I'm using the Eco Tools brush at this point to pack on that color, and I'm really getting my lid really well with that. I'm not as overly concerned about precise application, because we've got the tape there to help catch if we go over a little bit. So I'm not as precise as I normally would be whenever I don't use the tape. So, but this is like a real pretty I'd almost call it gold color that I put all over my lid. Then I'm taking another brush, which is a more of a crease brush, and I'm going into that third shade, which is more of a coppery color. And I'm going into that coppery color, and I'm putting that on the outer V, as well as moving it up into the crease and buffing it into the crease. Now, this is not a crazy, wild eye look. This is just your bare, essential eye look. You know, something that anybody, even a beginner, could easily accomplish. You know, just putting it in the crease and buffing it out. When in doubt, buff it out. Not just blend it out, but when in doubt, buff it out. Buff it out. Buff it out. And then I'm going to take the Eco Tools thing, and I'll go into the final shade, which is the definer shade, as some people would call it. And we're doing kind of a little bit of a liner, pretty much, using that. I was going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, but using an eyeshadow is a little bit easier, and honestly, it works just as well in my book, at times. And I take that all the way in. You know, you can go and use a regular pencil liner if you wanted to, but I just did it this way. So, trying to see what I did here. Now I am just taking some more of that top shade on my fluffy brush and really just putting a little bit more under the brow bone. Now I'm taking a little bit of that same shade and putting it on the inner corner of the eye. Adding a little pop right there really does help to brighten the eyes up a little more. So, and then I'm taking the e.l.f. brow pencil. Honestly, at first, whenever I felt of it, I thought it was the AOA sculpting brow pencil. And I'm using my finger to help guide my brow pencil. But, as you may be able to tell, I didn't do the best job on my brows today. You know, that is one area that I will work on. But I tried to hurry it along on the other eye. And it was rather awkward to try to do it on the other eye. So it's almost like I have one brow done, one brow not. But it is what it is. You know, you gotta go with what you got. Go with what you're comfortable with. Go with what you feel able to do. So, then I take the spoolie end and just run that through just to help even anything out. If you do use a spoolie, it does help to, you know, evenly distribute the product. Now I'm going to go in with the Essence I Love Extreme Waterproof Mascara. Going to use that. But first I decided to go ahead and pick my lipstick. Just because. And I ended up picking the Maybelline Color Sensational Maple Kiss lipstick, which is like a, in my opinion, it's more of a rosy brown color. But it is so pretty. So, but then I go ahead and put on my mascara. And I start doing it with my eyes closed, like I have been doing for the entire video. But it's a little difficult to get it just right. So I open my eyes, but I make sure that I'm looking off to the side rather than at the actual, you know, at an area that could show me what I'm doing. So, but mascara, I don't usually look into a mirror anyway whenever I do my mascara. And I'm even putting this on my bottom lashes as well, which I normally don't do. So, doing it without vision does help boost my confidence level there as well. So, hey, try it. You might like it. But I'm just loading up them lashes with some mascara. Really loading it on thick.
Okay, overall, I do think it is a fairly decent job. So let me know down below, what do you think of this look? Did you think it turned out decent? Did you think I need more of this or that, or I should have done something different? You know, let me know in the comments down below. And do you want to see me try to do a full-on glam look? You know, blind, well, basically blind, using, like, mainly my hands? Now, I can possibly try a version like that. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And I do hope that you hit that subscribe button so that you can see what I post in the future, because I do have my favorites videos coming up, my everyday makeup drawer coming up, as well as, you know, quite a few other videos planned. So I do hope you subscribe for all those, and follow me on all my social media, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of it. So you have a great day.
Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Please subscribe and like this video. My top 5 videos linked below are new Maybelline City Mini palette review and demo, what's in my purse, Garnier Argan oil and cranberry extract review, get ready with me, easy natural drugstore first video, styling my short bob.